So, what is global warming? So, global warming is the increase of the average temperature of Earth's surface in air and the oceans. And the major contribution to global warming is greenhouse gases. So a greenhouse gas is made by the process which absorption of and emissions of infrared radiation by gases in the Earth's atmosphere is what contributes to the planet's global warming. So, I mean, for the greenhouse gases, something called carbon is involved in CO2, which is attached to oxygen. And C is carbon, O is oxygen in CO2. And carbon is the main reason why global warming is a problem, because I mean, carbon is always on the move, and almost every living thing is made up of carbon. So, I mean, for example, dead animals or trees, they're made of carbon. So, for example, if an animal dies or a tree dies and it rots, basically it's carbon. So eventually, in a couple of years, it'll become a fossil fuel. So when it's a fossil fuel, we use that for gas in our cars and other machinery that require fuel. And when you burn carbon or oil, it goes into becomes a gas, and it goes into the atmosphere. And when it goes into the atmosphere, it contributes to the greenhouse gases. It's a greenhouse gas, and it keeps the warmth in. So without greenhouse gases, the Earth would basically be like frozen, because without it, all the heat would escape and nothing would survive because it's very cold. So, I mean, it's needed, but like everything in moderation. So, I mean, if there's too much carbon dioxide, CO2 in the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming through greenhouse gases, which keep the heat in Earth's atmosphere. I mean, obviously it's gonna feel like an oven, right? So I mean, like glaciers and other places on Earth would melt, and it causes a real problem, because, like, for example, what we learned in class were about the caribou, and they have a hard time finding food and a hard time surviving, because like the global warming has contributed to the melting of glaciers and the frozen, I think, rivers or ponds that they usually walk on. So it's harder for them to get food, because the food that they get is frozen under all these ice sheets. And also because of global warming, like the mosquitoes are attracted to like warm, moist areas. So when like the ponds or swamps or rivers are like melted, they attract the insects, and the caribou are forced to go find food in higher elevations where food is obviously scarce. And that's an example of why global warming is a real problem because caribou are in some, like, and I think an Indian tribe, they use caribou for like food. They heavily depend on them for like for food and as an economy. And if caribou don't survive because of global warming, it affects them because they can't eat and they can't make money. So how they gonna live? And also another thing I recall from class about global warming, how it affects people, is that certain areas, water has evaporated and has left like a lake. It's like just a desert now, and that dust from the previous lake can carry over into like other areas from like high winds, and they can actually cause asthma to people, and people can suffer. And I mean, that's bad. And also, you probably noticed that global warming, it causes shifts in seasons, and like sometimes like winter isn't even winter anymore. It's just it feels like summer, and it rains and it's very hot. So that's another problem of global warming. So I mean, the easiest solution to global warming would be to plant more trees to absorb the CO2 in the air, because that's what they use to make oxygen. And also like if we could all switch to electric cars, or like minimize our usage of fossil fuels, that would be great. And I mean, there's other methods, like maybe like solar panels and other attachments to our house that can help make energy usage more efficient, so we use less fossil fuels. And I mean, yeah, and that's some major solutions right there. I mean, hopefully we fix the problem before the problem escalates to something like what we are pretty sure most of you know, that about the movie The Day After Tomorrow, where global warming is such a problem where that like America freezes over and Mexico becomes like it used to be hot, but now it's like cold, and it's like the countries that were once hot are the ones only habitable. So we don't want like Earth to be destroyed and be forced to relocate. And yeah, so that's about it about global warming. I mean, I really learned a lot and from this class, and I think this is the most important one that needs to be resolved, because if global warming isn't resolved, I mean, we're all done for. Okay, well, thank you for your time, and yeah, so cool. I hope this explained to a point what global warming is and what its causes and maybe some of its solutions. Thank you.